Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on this segment from Delta State is Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, Mr. Charles Anyagu. He will be elaborating on the recent defection of nearly the entire leadership of the People's Democratic Party in the state to the All Progressives Congress, APC. He'll discuss the implications of this mass defection on governance and politics in the oil-rich state. You can join the conversation on 020-1635-2013, 090-241-6344. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. So welcome to the show, Honorable
Thank
Commissioner.
you very much, and I must appreciate all of you for the good job you've been doing over time.
Thank you.
Even moving from Ikosi to
yes,
the island.
Thank you. You like our new studio?
Looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we know you've been going around trying to defend or talk about this, your defection, your party defection to APC, to various media houses. But one thing we say here is that if you've not spoken to your view, you've not yet spoken to Nigerians.
Now
Nigerians
you want to have our view.
Nigerians.
Yes.
Now
on the subject matter.
So Nigerians want to hear you for the first time here. So the average Nigerian is watching and thinking, why are these parties so fluid? Why can't there be a strong opposition? Because that's what strengthens the democracy. In a way, you keep moving around, it weakens what we're trying to build. I mean, so for us, what you're doing, as much as might be good for you personally or individually, but also it's not good for the ideology of what democracy stands for. How do you respond to that?
Well, thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here this morning. And it's very much important that we put the issues the way they are, and then know what we're discussing. Well, what we're discussing here is the issue of a political party and its decision.
Yeah.
And then we must be able to understand why political parties are formed. It is for the purpose of contesting election, winning election, forming government, and being able to proceed to deliver on whatever manifesto or plans that you have for the people, which has as its roots governance. I am happy nobody is contesting how well we are doing in Delta. And nobody is contesting the fact that before now, that the PDP holds quite sway in Delta. So we did not move from point of weakness. We moved from point of strength. And the question is, why are you moving when you have strength? It is because in the course of time, we have discovered that the vehicle we're in has developed some challenges. And over time, we tried to fix it. Initially, we thought it was a puncture tire. And we tried to engage the service of some vulcanizers to be able to mend it. But as we progressed, we discovered that it was more than a puncture tire, that it has affected its brain boss. And that those who are supposed to have helped us in dealing with the brain boss appear to be introducing some virus. And so when you look at the what is happening at the national headquarters of our party, I use the word our party advisedly, because indeed at the time we did say that the PDP flows in our veins, that the blood in our system in Delta is that of the PDP. But we also come to realize that when you give birth to a child, it comes with a blood that God Almighty knows how that blood got into the system. But as that child continues to grow, there comes a time you carry out what they may call blood transfusion for the purpose of now letting that child to be able to survive possible ailments. And so we took this decision in the best interest of our people, because we do not want the Zamfara experience in 2019, and I'm sure all of you are very much around when what happened in Zamfara. When after they won an election, because of the challenge at the national headquarters, everybody was swept off. Nobody can doubt the fact today that there's a very serious challenge. We don't want to contest an election which we know we will win, and then somebody will now come and say, the secretary that signed your nomination is not the one that is supposed to sign it. Besides, Delta State today is the #1 oil-producing state in Nigeria, and by that extension, given our near monocultural economy, means that Delta contributes more than any other state in this country to the federal purse. If that is the case, how much of the cake are we also bringing back from the federal purse? Good enough. The president, President Tinubu, even whilst we were in the PDP, has shown us some organic love. And we believe, in addition to the sickness that I had mentioned earlier at the national headquarters of our party, all these combined necessitated the diagnosis that were carried out, and then we're able to now write a prescription.
There are plenty of questions for you. Let me let you.
So the fear now is that our political parties do not have standalone ideologies, and we are constantly talking about how to further improve our democracy, where your ideology is for the good of the people, your ideology is for the good of the people, and even if we don't align, even if we are not in the same political party, we can also hold each other accountable. Now, when we see big wigs, a state like Delta, defecting.
You mean your state?
Yes, my state, proudly. Defecting, there's so much fear that the coming 2027, is this going to be an election or more like a selection? Because it seems like everybody's going into the APC and we no longer have strong opposition to hold the government accountable.
Thank you very much, my sister. What happened in Delta is a movement. Don't call it defection. Defection is for smaller people when A moves and B moves. What happened in Delta was a movement. Okay. And also to correct you, it was not say nearly. You know, you said nearly the leaders. It's not nearly. Everybody moved.
Okay.
We took everything. We took even the mat. So it's not a question of maybe when you go, you will see the foam somewhere. So
this movement.
Before I proceed there, you know, there was something she said.
Yeah, that's the question.
When you are building a house, first of all, you go and excavate for the purpose of, after you have cleared, you excavate for the purpose of laying your foundation. You now do what they call blinding, where you are going to place the blocks. And then even the block, you don't put all of them at once. You have what we call building blocks. The first layer, the second layer, you allow it to dry. Sometimes even when you move in this direction, you discover that the block is not well laid. You break it down for the purpose of, at the end of the day, getting an alignment. Ideologies are not built at once. Ideology is a continuous character that is being exhibited over time. There are individuals who have expressed the fear that Nigeria may be heading towards a one-party state. That's not going to happen. Okay. For so many reasons, it will not happen. Even if today we find ourselves in the APC, there are individuals who may, in the course of time, believe that there are certain other beliefs or philosophy that drives their entrance or their own activities in the political terrain. You recall sometime in 2006, the Obasanjo administration, working with Soludo as the then governor of the CBN, came up with the banking consolidation, where they said you needed to have as much as 25 billion naira for you to be able to exist as a bank. In the first instance, we had 25 banks. It came down to 23. Today, it has gone beyond 25. Because as we begin to grow, individuals will begin to find their different levels. And then you begin to now discover more and more like minds. Ideology is not what you form in one day. In any case, in the case of Delta, our brothers and sisters that were meeting in the APC, go and check all of them, they were once in the PDP. So for us, it is not only realignment of forces, but it's also a question of family reunion.
Okay.
Gami, I believe that.
Mikey was coming. Okay, Mikey.
You said that it's a movement. Grasshoppers move. So you are calling yourselves grasshoppers?
Is it only grasshoppers that move?
Cockroaches move.
Human beings move. But movement, not as in walking. Movement as an idea.
Where do you put loyalty? You don't believe in loyalty.
Loyalty to
party
loyalty. To the party.
We believe in.
You have been. We've talked to you. We talked to you when you were in.
PDP.
You are Commissioner of Information. You have been entrenched in the PDP and in the Delta State for years. Since I've been doing this show, and I've been doing this show for 12 years. Today, you have come proudly to say, "Oh, I've moved to." I've hopped to another party, and I've moved, and it's a movement. It's
okay.
Look,
I think it's about.
How are your people who are normal PDP? I was watching a video today of someone who says you have disappointed us in Delta State. A man was saying it. I was watching it because I knew you were coming. I went to go and look for videos of Delta people who are whether they are happy or sad.
Thank you very much. First of all, I must appreciate all of you for the interest you have shown in our political family in Delta. The political family in Delta remain intact. That's why when we were moving, we also moved in one accord. Now, let us look at what the issue is. I gave you an analogy earlier. That if, as I was coming to Lagos, and I discovered that the vehicle I am in, very lovely vehicle, possibly Range Rover Sport or Autobiography, and by the time I get to Edo State, I discovered that I am having a puncture tire, and I employ the service of a vulcanizer to help me mend the tires. And that is carried out, and I proceed. As I get to Ofosu, I still have another challenge, and I'm able to mend it. And I proceed, heading towards Ore. I discover a different thing. Now, only for me to want to move to Ore. My destination is Lagos. You must have that at the back of your mind. I have a destination, which is Lagos. And by the time I get to Ore, thinking that I can proceed to Ijebu-Ode, and I discovered that the brain box, which is the main central, just like the nervous system, the central nervous, has packed up. Not only that it has packed up.
20 years to find out.
No, not only that it has packed up.
That's a virus.
Now, I needed to also get those, possibly a mechanic or any other person that can help me carry out the diagnosis for me to now get a prescription.
It has taken you 20 years to find out that this vehicle.
No, it didn't. No. That vehicle has been moving very smoothly. Even in Delta, that vehicle moved very, very smoothly.
Suddenly,
it moved very, very smoothly. You cannot say you are not. I have given you the Zamfara example. You cannot be blind to what is happening. We said if you contest election, as at day before yesterday, PDP will win. Our political family will win. We are holding sway in Delta. Everybody knows. So we didn't move from point of weakness. But that the people who are introducing the virus in the brain box, we make it such a way that our destination, which is Lagos, will not be realized. And then speaking about our destination, the governor came with a promise to make a difference. And nobody is contesting that difference in the last 2 years. I can speak to them, local government by local government. We have 25 local government areas, and I have as much as 270 wards. We can speak to them. Now, how do we move beyond the next election to continue to sustain these different developmental trajectory? When we are seeing that the vehicle that is carrying us and the mechanics that are supposed to fix it are busy introducing some virus. Do we just sit down and watch and allow us to come and contest the election, which we know we will win? And then after we will win, a diagnosis will be carried out by the judiciary, and then there will be a different prescription. Will it be fair to our people, our mass supporters? We will also be fair to those of us who have a responsibility to make a difference. Let me tell you, I will tell you anytime, any day, the PDP performed very well in Delta because we are the political family. So we did not move just like others who maybe because they lose the election, they now begin to look for another place. Okay. We are the one holding sway in Delta.
Let me pause
we were not moving because we became weak.
Let me pause you for a second. I have to go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have with us Honorable Commissioner for Works, Mr. Charles Aniagu. Nima had a question.
I just like this example of carburetor, brain box, everything that you are talking, because I'm wondering that now that you are going somewhere, if you are coming back from somewhere, what will happen? So, I believe that this movement was not without any reason. There must have been something strategically wrong with the PDP structure that we are not hearing. In Rivers State, PDP structure problem. In Edo State, PDP structure problem. What could have been the problem, the brain box problem with the PDP as a party platform in a Delta State that informed this mass movement?
Okay, if you are listening to me earlier, this is what I told that in Delta we're very, very firm. There's no single mosquito in our net in Delta.
Who can
the PDP family, the PDP family. No, let me tell you why. It's like a student who is so good in a classroom. He's in a department. He knows how to write. The teachers are very good. But that department does not have accreditation. So even if it's medicine that you are studying, and you are even an A1 and what's it called, a first class student of medicine, when you get to the final level where you are supposed to take your result, say no, the NUC or the medical whatever did not accredit that particular department.
So it's null and void.
Your result is what? Your result is equal to 0. That does not take away the fact that that student is good. The teachers are very wonderful. That institution may be very beautiful. But there is a comma with the issue of accreditation. And that accreditation now is the national headquarters for you to become a candidate of any political party. In this case, our own instance. The national headquarters is the one that signs that you are even the candidate of the party. When they say the party, the word the party, if you go to court as a justiciable entity, is the national working committee of that party.
Yeah.
That is why when they talk about a party being polarized or being factionalized, it means a split. Supreme Court is very clear on that particular issue. It means a split at the national headquarters. If today in Delta, the PDP chairman, the PDP secretary decides to go different ways, that does not mean the party is factionalized.
True.
Because the party is what happened at the national headquarters.
Yes.
If that national headquarters that gives you the date as to when you are going to do your primaries, they set the form as to those who are to contest. They sign, the national secretary will sign as to who are the candidates of the party. My sister, if I ask you today, who is the national secretary of the PDP? So what it means that we don't want to remain in an institution that looks very beautiful, But by the time we were about to graduate, we discovered that our course wasn't accredited.
So why didn't you fix it internally?
Chairman.
I know that
Why move
the acting
instead of
national chairman,
fixing the
was
problem?
speaking.
No, it's not to say even the issue of acting national chairman. Go and look at the rules. When you have issue of acting, that not be, you people have been telling us more. Even me, even if I'm in the PDP, you have told us more. As persons who were in the PDP, you have covered these stories as to what is happening.
I need
But
to.
we thought that you had an internal mechanism to remedy
That internal mechanism,
anything.
that internal mechanism, I've told you, the challenge is that even internal mechanism, I said the mechanics who were supposed to fix the brain box may have been very busy introducing additional virus.
So the
So-
Sarakis, the Jonathans, the Bode George, all of them were part of the people that introduced the virus that we're talking about.
No, those ones you are mentioning that they are not even part of the National Working Committee.
No, they are
When you talk
the
about,
founders.
I asked you a question today.
Yes.
When I talk about the issue of accreditation as to who will sign that nomination form. You are journalists. You are not only having your view here, you are even also having part of our own view in your view. And that your view, that includes our own view, who is the national secretary of the Green Party, the PDP? Tell me so that I'm educated.
Yeah,
we know that.
No, you are shaking your hand like this now.
The court has given us one.
Who? Who did
What's
you
his
give?
name? The one that the court agreed for. Then the other one is fighting.
You have to, God bless you.
Can I
God
ask
bless
you-
you.
No,
Your-
isn't that-
your
wait,
intelligence
listen.
is at play now. You have been able to say the other one. What that means is that you are not exact. And so if that other one
No,
now
but that
signs
one
your...
is not recognized by the courts. The other one,
Is it-
they even drove him out of the.
On whose side are you? So let me understand.
we have
Okay, hold on.
Did you listen?
We have-
Did you listen to the
Please,
governors
1
in
minute,
Ibadan?
please.
Did you listen to the governors in Ibadan?
We have-
Two party members
Who
are
did they
fighting
choose?
for the seat of the secretary of the
Yes,
party.
yes.
The party as a body is made up of more than those two people.
Exactly.
On which side are you people?
They
Which
are-
is the real truth?
No. There is a position they are holding. I had mentioned organs of the party that takes decision. It's like this place where you are. You have management. You could have head of admin. Then you could have a general manager in other places. It's not a question of which side you are in. Each person has the role that they perform.
So the two of them will go just scatter party.
No, not only the two of them.
Last
The fact is
question,
that-
maybe.
the
I have
fact is
few
that-
seconds.
What is the position of the existing party leaders for the APC in Delta State before this defection? Because as governor come now, he go be party leader.
Not
What
as
will
it
be
comes
the
easy.
position?
I'm sure you followed through yesterday because
I follow.
you carried that particular movement live
on TVC
yesterday.
News, yeah.
Like I said, it's a mass movement. The word defection is for people who are moving from here to here. So now let's. No, she has a question.
Don't they
You see-
I want to hear this lead. I want to hear because yeah, go ahead.
Party leader.
No, first of all, in our
didn't hear you
consultation and in our
recognize.
movement, we talked about realignment of forces. Realignment means that if this one is moving in this direction before, when you realign, you to come to this direction, everybody moves in one direction.
Okay.
We are going to be moving in one direction, which is aimed at sustaining the developmental trajectory
So who is the
of the
party leader?
Oborevwori. It's not a contestable item.
So it's the governor.
The governor is the leader of the APC.
What happens
in
if-
Delta.
Okay, so can the National
Former
Working
Senate
Committee
President.
of the APC trust, I'll call him like a newbie in the APC?
Didn't you see them yesterday?
It's not they're politicians. That's what they
so
do.
they made up their mind already now.
These are
No,
these
You saw the
no,
you saw
I
the-
saw
just
the
a minute.
These are
The
politicians.
governor
They trust
contested
already.
against the former leader of the APC in Delta State for this governorship. How is he
Were you
handling
were you
it?
too sure about who was the leader of the
my
APC
now.
as at the time?
It was
this thing
former
happened?
president.
You need to go and look at the rules of these
President.
different political parties in terms of who is holding the highest political office in that particular.
Could it be that it's
I'm
because
asking
Delta
one question,
State
it's a simple
has
question.
more of the resources?
No.
That is why
he
was
No,
welcomed
no,
with
no,
open
no.
arms. Is
No,
not?
no. See, even as you are talking, let's assume you have a church, and even without you going to preach to the people, and converts come to your church, are you not supposed to celebrate that you are having more converts in your church? So if a state like Delta, number one state in terms of the resources of this country, finds its way in your fold, we are not only number one,
Rivers.
we have, you say what?
Not Rivers State.
No?
No, Delta.
Delta, we are number one. And we are not number one by
See,
accident.
there's still a problem.
So-
There's still a question in my head. Sorry, I know why. We
I'm
have very
sorry.
few minutes, and I just have
Well,
one
yeah,
question.
quickly
Why-
ask
why-
ask
why-
your question. Time has
Quickly
gone.
ask.
Right,
Ask.
let me-
We have been dying to ask.
The question I wanted to ask you. I know you said that Delta is a strong base. Now, you have a strong base. You could have gone to ABGA, you have gone to SDP, you could have gone to other parties. Why APC? Because you are strong enough in
To stand
Delta.
on
Your
your own.
base is strong and firm enough to have taken down the party. Why APC?
Did you hear what I said before, that the president have shown us some organic love?
Oh, organic love.
Yeah, so if, for instance, even while we're in the PDP, the man is not denying us of what we're entitled to.
Why you are
Do
being
you
loved?
progress to that? Why do you just move from
Just check
a
it.
big wig to a smaller wig? These political parties you have mentioned, how many states are they controlling?
Scavengers are buying wigs now.
Yeah. Our link to where we are dropping our funds. I said we are the #1 contributor to the national purse.
Okay, let me. Why
So we should also be able to have a large pie.
I just wanted to let you know that scavengers are buying wigs, so be careful.
Mikey, we have seconds left.
I just want
How does
the state assembly people, they are supposed to lose their seats now, as they have left the party that elected them. PDP can take them to court now, and they will win.
I hope you have read the part of the constitution that talks about people losing seats. There's what we call condition precedent. First of all, it is the place of the speaker to declare that a seat
He's
is
vacant.
Yeah.
So, as you begin to provide these legal services, you must be sure that you are well equipped with the provisions of the law on this subject matter.
We have a
Yeah,
guest.
for weighing
But that's a subject for another day.
Yeah, for weighing on myself. No, but we have to
No,
go.
don't worry. Can
That's
you
a
stay and
guess.
come back tomorrow?
We have to go back tomorrow.
That's all we can
We
take.
need him. We
on
haven't
this.
finished
We have to
with
be
him.
honest, even I'm so
No,
sad.
we can't.
Time is short.
Time has gone. Time has
Oh,
gone.
God.
We have to wrap up. Thank you very much.
have to go.
for coming.
I'm so happy to be
Data-
blessed amongst
data na
beautiful,
wedo.
See you tomorrow.
beautiful viewers.
Bye for now.
Delta came out.